Hi lovely friends, it's Deanna here today, and today we're doing a really fun project. So I got this fabric from Olga's Closet. It's like a soft, very soft fabric. I think it's a reverse French terry. I'm not really sure. I'll have to look it up and let you all know, but it is glorious and soft and amazing. And I thought right away, I thought loungewear, because I love loungewear. That's what I wear all day most of the time. So I thought that would be great. And then somebody mentioned that I should add like bare ears to a hood because, so it's going to be kind of like a glorified onesie, but I want it to be two pieces. So I'm going to be using the Straight Fit Joggers just because I love those. And I'm going to be using the Oversized Tee with the hood option to make this. And then we're going to add some bare ears to it. So let's get started. I am using the Straight Fit Joggers because I prefer the fit of the Straight Fit Joggers, but we also have the Goodbye Joggers that you can also use. When I do sew the Straight Fit Joggers, I do decrease the rise because I don't need as much rise as it comes with, so I do take that down. For me personally, I think it's 2 inches off the rise, but you'll have to kind of account for that. But I'm not going to be sewing those on here. I'm just going to be sew those later, and I'm going to show you the set. But if you want to see how you sew the joggers, we do have a video here on our website, on our channel, and go check it out so you can sew those with me. I am using, for the top, I'm using the Oversized Tee, and this is the first time I'm going to make the longer cropped option, so I hope it's not too cropped, but I'm going to go with that. And I'm making, like I said, the hood option, so I already cut that out. Now we're going to go ahead and cut some ears. I've got some scraps left, not very much, but enough to make the ears. The first thing I did, there's fluff everywhere. I did run my lint brush all over it, but I think I'm gonna have to do it again when I'm done with this project because it's fluffy, which means it's gonna be good. All right, first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna figure out how big you want these ears to be. So I was kind of playing with this, and I was thinking that this is a good height, like of the ear right here. So I'm gonna make 2 of the same. I'm gonna kind of use this as a guide. But you can use anything you have, any kind of circle that is the height, or you can just put your fingers on there and be like, this is how I want it. Trace your hand. That's fine. This is fun. So I've got my tool roll thing, and I'm gonna put it right over my paper. I'm just using regular white paper, and I'm going to kind of draw the circle. If you want your ear to be bigger than that, you can definitely make it bigger than that. But then what I'm going to do after doing that, I'm going to go straight down because they're ears. They're not a circle. They're actually like a little shapey thing, whatever you call it. But then I'm going to add seam allowance because this is how big I want the ear to end up. But I'm going to line it together. So I want to have some seam allowance. So I'm just going to add a 1/4 inch to 1 inch seam allowance. It really does not matter how much seam allowance you want to add to it. It's up to you. I'm not even measuring. I'm not measuring. I'm just going for it. So then I'm going to cut along that outer line, and that's going to be my pattern piece. Now, I didn't add seam allowance here at the bottom, so I will add a little bit of seam allowance here at the bottom because we're going to sew it onto our hood at the end. So when I'm cutting my piece, I'm going to add that right there. I'm going to cut 4 of these, 4 pieces. And the reason why I'm going to cut 4 is because I'm going to have an outer and a liner, an outer and a liner. Now you can use different fabrics for the liner and the outer so that they have a different color. That's up to you. I'm just going to use the same fabric. Now to prep our ears, we're going to grab them and place them right sides together. And we're going to sew around the outer edge. All right, they are sewn together. Now you can trim that seam allowance down. It's a small seam allowance. I did a small seam allowance, like a 1/4 inch. So I really mostly just trim like excess at where I go around, where it's round, or if you have a bulky seam allowance, you want to trim it down so it's not so much bulk on there. It's fine. Okay, so now that I made more mess, we're gonna turn these around, and you can go ahead and steam them nicely. Mine are fine. I don't want to steam it too much because this fabric is kind of soft, and look at how cute that's gonna be. So cute. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is we're gonna give these more of a shape so that they stand up nicely. You could do them like this right now, leave them like they are, but when you put your hood on, they will droop really far down, which I think they might even droop when I put the other stuff on it, but we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it anyway. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to grab, sew another circle, not circle, like a semicircle right inside of it, the same shape as the ear, but smaller. So we're just gonna sew it. So we're gonna create a channel around the outer edge of our ear where we'll stuff some stuffing to kind of give it more oomph. What was that? I don't know what that was. I'm sorry. All right, let's go do that. I'm not even marking it on here, but you could use your pattern piece and kind of mark where you're going to do it. You could even measure so it's all even, and then cut out the little piece. Like, I didn't even measure it. I'm just going for it. You all know that's how I am. But if you want it to be perfectly even, you can go ahead and measure it and then cut out your little piece. And then with a needle or with needles, just kind of put it on there, and then let that be a guide of where you're gonna sew along the edge. Again, I'm just gonna go for it. Or you could even use your sewing machine. The plate has guides of how wide, so you know, like if you wanna go like an inch all the way around, you can go all the way around an inch. It's up to you, whatever you wanna do. So let's go sew that. You ask, if I didn't follow a pattern, how am I gonna get both of them the same size? You know what? If you were to look at a bear, his ears are probably not even. So, you know, I'm just going with nature. One ear, another ear, and they're not the same, but they will work. All right, now we're going to fill that outer edge of the ear. And you can, I have this polyfill I had already, so you can use that, or you can use like tiny little scraps or whatever you want to use to fill it. Really doesn't really matter that much, but I'm just gonna stuff it. It used to come with like a little stick to help you do this kind of stuff, but I don't know what I did with it. So I'm just gonna use a pen marker. How cute are these going to be? Now, if you're not into this, your kids might be, you can do this for a friend. You can do this for like a birthday party. Also, you don't even have, you're not into bears. It doesn't even have to be a bear shape. It could be a dog. And if I was going to do a dog, I would do them like a little bit floppier. You could do a cat, so they're pointy. You could do all kinds of things, whatever your little heart desires. So these are just so fun. Cute. All right, so I want this bottom to be kind of flat, so I'm gonna push that in so that way it's easier to sew when I go to sew it onto my hood. All right, yo, our ears are prepped. These are gonna be amazing. Super cute. All right, so we're gonna grab our hood and we're gonna put it right sides together. Now this is my outer, but you're going to obviously do this for both. I am going to fast forward the rest of the sew for my oversized tee that I'm making. So like this, I'm showing this because this is what I really wanted to show, but everything else I will, after I'm done attaching the ears, I'm going to do it on super speed. So if you do want to see it in slow motion, please follow the instructions on our oversized tee video that we have here on our YouTube channel. Okay, so I'm gonna sew that crown, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do both my outer and my liner. But for this instance, to attach the ears, we only need to do it to the outer. Now, of course, you can do this to any hood that you want to do. It doesn't have to be the oversized tee. This is just the pattern that I wanted to use for this. So if you're doing it for kids, you can do whatever pattern for kid that you want to do. So that has a hood. Or you can actually, honestly, you could do this to just the hood, and you don't even have to do the whole pattern. Now, the good thing about this hood too is that it is not a crossover hood. It is a all-in-one hood. As you can see, this is cut in the fold. So you could literally just do the hood and put either hem the end, the bottom, the edge, or put a band around it or something, and it would just be a hood. That's it. So that would be really cool too. Like if you wanted to make it for your kid and they just wanted a hood and that was it, this would be a great option as well. So we're gonna sew that outer edge, and then we'll come back and add our ears on before we put both of them together. Because we're gonna add the ears just to the outer so that they're not showing, the seam is not showing on the liner. So we'll do that. And this fabric is really loose, so my ears, I don't even know if my ears are gonna stick up, but that's okay. They're still gonna be cute. Okay. Now, you want to do is if you have your model, whether it's you or your kid or whatever, you want to try the hood on and put the ear where you want it to go. Now, I'm only measuring one ear because I'm just going to mirror the spot, so it's going to be in the same spot on this side. But if you want to try both ears on and do that, and so I just kind of pinned it right now to try to see where I want it to go. And then we'll take it off. Hopefully my hair is not too bad because I pinned it to my hair. Anyway, and so then we're going to grab and fold our pattern again. And right where you place that ear, where it's gonna go, you're gonna make a slit right there. The length of the ear through both layers. This is the scary part. Scary part. Okay. I don't know why I sang that. Okay, so then we're gonna grab our ear, and here's that slit right there. So we're gonna grab our ear, and we're actually going to fit it into that slit, basically. And I'm kind of crumbling it up a little bit. Like I did my slit not as big because I wanted to kind of like shape up like that. So let me turn my fabric right side inside out, so they're going to be coming from there, and I'm going to sew it together right there. Sew it into that hole that I just created. And that's what I meant when I was telling you to move your plush down, so that way you can sew it closed right there. One ear, and then do the same on the other side for the other ear. You want to sew the ear right sides together. So like this is the back side of the inside of my hood, as you can see that. So you want to sew it to like the ear touching the right side of the hood. And then we're going to go sew it on. And then we'll continue building our ear or hood just like we would every other hood, just like your hood calls for. Which for me, it's putting my other hood, my liner, right side together inside of my outer, and sewing the face, around the face, right sides together. And that would complete my hood. But I'm gonna go do that, and then I'm gonna put the top together, and we'll see how this turns out. Second ear is on, and you can trim that back if you want to. I don't really care, but it's up to you. Here is my hood with my ears, and so now we're gonna go ahead and finish up sewing my hood together by putting them right sides together, one into the other, and sewing that face whole area. There it is. Now I'm gonna sew up my oversized tee, and we'll start by putting shoulders right sides together. I'll attach the sleeves. We sew our right sides together. And I'm gonna prep my bands. Trying to figure out if I want to use the other side of the fabric for my bands. So I think I will, so that you can see that cuff. But I'm gonna leave the waistband like it is. Now we're going to attach our bands and our hood on. Now you would attach the hood just like you attach a band by quartering your neckband and then quartering the neck of your hood and placing it right sides together in there and sewing it together right sides together. How adorable did this turn out? I am obsessed. I love the length of this cropped. I almost died. I love the length of the crop top. I think with the joggers is going to be adorable. Super soft with this fabric. The ears are adorable. I think this would be so amazing for little ones as well. I love it. And so now I'm going to go ahead and sew my joggers and then I'll show you all the finished result of my lounging set. Alright friends, I am done with my jogger set. Super cute. Did not have enough fabric to do the full length, but that's okay. I kind of like the capri length anyway, so I think it's super cute. But most importantly, it's super cozy and I love it. I think this is one that I'm going to be wearing pretty much every day. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please comment, like, share, subscribe if you haven't. Let me know who you're going to make those ears for. And let me know what else you want to see around here. I hope that you have subscribed to our channel so you don't miss any of our tutorials coming up. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you all next time. Bye!